Let me show you 17 everyday mistakes you should avoid to keep your furry best friend happy and healthy. These are super common slip-ups like throwing sticks, sharing certain human foods, or only exercising them on weekends. So grab a pen or open your notes app. You're going to want to jot these down. Letting them eat random stuff off the ground. Allowing your dog to snack on whatever they find on the street might seem harmless, but it's actually really dangerous. Out there, they could come across food hiding all sorts of lethal risks. Sadly, there are people out there who deliberately leave harmful things for animals. It's your job to protect your pup from these hazards. Here's my advice. Enroll in a food rejection training course as soon as possible. This training teaches your dog not to eat anything off the ground, no matter how tempting it looks. Sure, it takes time, effort, and a whole lot of patience at the start, but trust me, it's worth it. It could literally save your dog's life. I say this with a heavy heart because, unfortunately, I learned this the hard way. Always taking them to the same park or places. Taking your dog to the same spot every time might be convenient for you, but for them, it's like watching the same movie over and over again. Pretty boring, right? Dogs love novelty as much as we do, especially when it comes to sniffing out new smells and exploring different environments. Switching things up and letting them visit new places keeps their mind stimulated and adds a little excitement to their daily routine. Now don't worry, you don't have to plan extravagant trips. Even taking a slightly different route on your regular walks or planning the occasional outing to a new park can do wonders for their mental health. Speaking of walks, not helping them manage their emotions after a negative interaction. When you're out and about, your dog is bound to meet other dogs, and not all encounters are going to go smoothly. If your furry friend just had a tense or overly stimulating interaction with another pup, it's super important to give them a moment to cool down. This is what's called the silent pause. Here's the deal. After a high-energy encounter, stop walking and let your dog chill out for a bit. This pause helps bring their adrenaline levels back down to normal. Don't jump right back into the walk or put them in another social situation too soon. Just stand still, let them relax, and give them space to regroup. Believe it or not, this teaches your dog how to handle their emotions better and prevents stress from piling up. If you skip this step, chances are the next interaction they have will be even more intense. Why? Because their adrenaline is still running high, and that tension doesn't magically disappear. Forgetting water on hot walks. This one's worth repeating because it's so important. When you're out for a walk on a hot day, don't forget to bring water for your dog. They dehydrate way faster than we do, especially if they're running around and soaking up the sun. Always pack a water bottle and a collapsible bowl for your outings. Make frequent stops to let them have a drink, particularly if you notice them panting more than usual. It's such a simple thing to do, but it helps them stay cool, hydrated, and comfortable. Plus, it's a great excuse to take a break and chill together for a minute, ignoring their diet as they age. Just like hydration, keeping an eye on your dog's diet is essential, especially as they grow and their needs change. A dog's nutritional requirements aren't the same throughout their life. Puppies, adults, and senior dogs all need different foods, portions, and nutrients to stay healthy and active. For instance, puppies require extra calories and protein to fuel their growth. On the other hand, older dogs may need lighter diets to help manage their weight and support their joints. Paying attention to these changes ensures your pup stays in tip-top shape no matter their age. Accidentally rewarding bad behavior. It's easier than you think to accidentally reinforce behaviors you don't want your dog to repeat. Take this classic example. Your dog jumps up to greet you and you respond with pets and affection. Guess what? You've just told them that jumping is a great way to get your attention. Instead, try ignoring the jumping altogether and redirect their energy towards something positive, like sitting. Once all 4 paws are on the ground, that's when you shower them with love and attention. Another common slip-up? Giving in when they bark for food. Sure, it's tempting to toss them a treat just to get a little piece, but doing that only teaches them that barking gets results. Instead, wait for them to calm down before rewarding them. Over time, they'll learn that staying chill is what earns them the goodies, and trust me, you'll both be happier for it. Gaining new insights? Make it official, subscribe, and like. It really helps us out, and you'll always be the first to catch our next videos. Only exercising your dog on weekends. If you're only taking your dog out for intense exercise on the weekends, you might be falling into the weekend warrior syndrome trap. Here's how it usually goes. During the week, your dog gets short walks close to home, but come the weekend, you take them on long hikes or hours-long adventures. Sounds fun, right? Well, not so much for your pup. This sudden spike in activity can be too extreme, potentially leading to stress, exhaustion, or even injuries. The key is balance. Your dog needs consistent, moderate exercise throughout the week, not just occasional intense workouts. A little every day goes a long way in keeping their body and mind in tip-top shape. But how do you know if your dog is struggling with the weekend warrior lifestyle? That's where the next point comes in handy. Ignoring signs of fatigue. Knowing when your dog is tired is crucial to avoid pushing them too hard. If you notice your pup slowing down during a walk, looking heavier on their feet, or panting excessively, it's time for a break. Another clear sign: if their enthusiasm for play or responsiveness to your commands starts to fade, it's a cue to pause and let them rest. Even if your dog seems eager to keep going, it's your responsibility to set the limits. Dogs don't always know when to stop. They'll keep wagging their tail for just one more game. But you need to be the one who knows when enough is enough. And now, let's tackle another common mistake that most dog owners are guilty of. Not having an emergency recall. One of the most important aspects of training your dog, in my opinion, is teaching an emergency recall, a special command that brings them back to you immediately in dangerous situations. This command should be different from your everyday come. You could use a specific word, a unique whistle sound, or even a particular shout. The goal is to grab your dog's attention instantly and make them come running, no hesitation, especially in high-stakes moments like chasing an animal toward a busy road or wandering near a cliff. To teach this life-saving command, use the best rewards you can think of. In my case, I discovered that beef liver works wonders because my dog absolutely loves it. Start in a controlled environment, gradually adding distractions as your dog gets better at responding. Each time they come back to you, reward them with that special treat. With consistent practice, your dog will associate this command with something overwhelmingly positive and respond automatically. Quick tip: make sure the word, sound, or tool you choose is unique and won't be used in other situations. For example, if you use a whistle, ensure it's not a common sound they might hear at the park or during training classes. This simple practice could literally save your dog's life in an emergency, so don't skip it. If you haven't trained your dog with an emergency recall yet, start today. It's a game changer. Feeding them toxic foods. Did you know that many snacks we enjoy can be downright dangerous for dogs? Our bodies process food differently than theirs, and it's your responsibility to ensure your furry friend stays safe. Let's start with veggies. Raw broccoli and potatoes can be problematic. Broccoli contains isothiocyanates, and the stalks can cause blockages, while solanine in raw potatoes is poisonous. Onions and garlic? A big no-no. They destroy your dog's red blood cells, which can lead to anemia. Fruits can be tricky too. Grapes and raisins are notoriously harmful, causing anything from vomiting to kidney failure. And avocados? Keep those guacamole dreams to yourself. They contain persin, which is toxic to dogs. Then there's chocolate and anything with caffeine. Both are loaded with compounds that can cause vomiting, heart issues, or even breathing problems. And let's not forget raw dough or yeast, which can expand in your dog's stomach, leading to severe pain or blockages. Oh, and one more thing. Never, ever give your dog alcohol. The bottom line, always do your homework and steer clear of these foods. Stick to safe alternatives, and if you're ever unsure, consult your vet. Protecting your dog's health starts with what's in their bowl. Not protecting your dog from the cold. When the chilly winter months roll in, it's crucial to make sure your dog stays warm and cozy. Not all dogs can fend off the cold on their own, especially smaller breeds or those with short coats. Even larger short-haired dogs, like greyhounds, need protection from the elements. Before heading out into the frosty weather, gear your dog up with a snug, durable coat or sweater. Also, keep your dog's age in mind. Puppies and senior dogs struggle more with regulating their body temperature and are especially vulnerable to the cold. And don't forget about their paws. Just like sled dogs, your pup's paws need extra care during icy or snowy days. Invest in boots or paw protectors to keep them safe from frostbite and the harsh effects of icy surfaces or road salt. Here's one more pro tip. After every walk, dry your dog off thoroughly, paying special attention to their paws. Check for snow or ice buildup between their paw pads. It's uncomfortable and can even be harmful. not respecting their need for rest. Just like us, dogs need quality downtime to recharge. Constantly interrupting their rest or not providing them with a peaceful spot to relax can take a toll on their overall health. Make sure your dog has their own quiet, comfortable corner where they can rest without being disturbed. This should be a draft-free space where they feel safe and secure. And remember, when they're in rest mode, let them be. Avoid disturbing them unnecessarily. It's their time to relax and recover. But speaking of rest, let's make sure their downtime is truly as relaxing as it should be. On to the next common mistake: not providing the right bed. Since your dog can spend up to 14 hours a day snoozing, giving them a proper bed is a must for their comfort and overall well-being. When picking out a bed, pay attention to how your dog likes to sleep. Do they curl up in a little ball, or do they sprawl out like they own the place? Choose a bed shape that matches their sleeping style. Make sure the bed is big enough for them to stretch out fully, especially if you've got a larger dog. For bigger breeds, look for options that offer joint support and keep them off the hard floor. Elevated beds or hammock-style ones are fantastic for this. Durable, chew-resistant materials are also a smart choice. And don't forget about cleanliness. Beds with removable, washable covers are your best friend for keeping things fresh and hygienic. And one more thing, check the base. A non-slip bottom is key to keeping the bed from sliding around, especially on slippery floors. Speaking of floors, ignoring slippery surfaces. Slick surfaces in your home can be a real hazard for your dog. Both puppies and senior dogs are more likely to get injured on slippery floors, which could lead to serious issues like arthritis or hip dysplasia over time. If you've noticed your dog slipping or losing traction on your tile or laminate floors, don't shrug it off. A quick fix? Add rugs or anti-slip mats in high-traffic areas where your dog tends to walk or play. If rugs aren't an option, go for anti-slip tape or pads in key spots to help them gain better traction. Taking these steps will make your home a safer place for your pup, sparing them unnecessary discomfort and potential injuries. Don't ignore signs of sadness. Sometimes the signs of sadness in your dog are subtle, but that doesn't mean you should brush them off. Start by paying attention to their appetite. Sudden changes, like eating way less or not at all, could point to not just health issues, but also emotional struggles. Next, check their enthusiasm for playtime. If your once playful pup is now ignoring toys or activities they used to love, that's a red flag. Also, observe their general behavior. A dog that hides away or seems distant might be dealing with sadness or even depression. And don't overlook excessive licking. It could be your dog's way of dealing with anxiety or emotional discomfort. Don't forget to keep an eye on their sleeping habits. If your dog is sleeping way more than usual, it could be another clue they're feeling down. Finally, if your dog becomes extra clingy and constantly seeks your attention, they might be asking for emotional support. If you notice any of these signs, a visit to the vet is a smart first step to rule out health issues. And then, think about ways to boost their emotional well-being. Don't neglect their coat care. Your dog's coat isn't going to brush itself, so don't make the mistake of skipping grooming sessions. A good brushing routine keeps their fur clean and healthy, stimulates blood circulation, and reduces the chance of skin infections. It also prevents tangles and mats, which can be super uncomfortable for your furry friend. Plus, grooming is the perfect opportunity to check for unwanted guests like fleas or ticks, or to spot any skin issues early. Taking a few minutes regularly to brush your dog can make a world of difference in their overall health and happiness. Throwing sticks. Letting your dog chew on sticks is a bad idea, but let's focus on something even riskier: throwing them. It might seem harmless, but tossing sticks for your dog is way more dangerous than you'd think. Here's why. When you throw a stick, it can spin unpredictably. While most of the time it lands safely on the ground, there are moments when things can go very wrong. If your dog jumps to catch a falling stick or misjudges the timing, they could end up with serious injuries. I won't go into graphic detail, but the most common injuries include severe damage to their mouth, throat, or other parts of their body. And don't forget, sticks can splinter when chewed, leading to internal wounds or even choking. It's no laughing matter. That's why it's best to avoid sticks altogether and stick, pun intended, to toys specifically designed for dogs. These are safer and provide just as much fun without the unnecessary risks. Alright, now that we've covered these 17 mistakes, let's switch gears and focus on something a little more uplifting. In the video on your screen, I break down 12 things dogs absolutely love. Click the video and find out why these 12 things make their tails wag like crazy. Trust me, your pup will thank you later. See you there.